Hey there, curious minds! Welcome back to another episode where we dive into the wildest corners of the natural world and uncover the stories that make you squirm, shiver, and maybe even laugh a little. Today I've got a wild one from the depths of the Amazon, a story that's part science, part legend, and 100% nightmare fuel. The Amazon is home to some of the most bizarre and fascinating creatures on Earth, but this one might just take the cake for the creepiest. Let's talk about the Candiru. Yeah, you might not have heard of it, but after this you'll never forget its name. This fish has inspired more shudders and nervous laughter than almost any other animal in the Amazon. So, picture this. You're taking a refreshing swim in the mighty Amazon River. The water's cool, the jungle's buzzing, and life is good. Until you remember a teensy catfish called the Candiru. Suddenly that peaceful dip feels a lot more suspenseful, right? This little fish is basically invisible, tiny, almost see-through, and about the size of a matchstick. It's so small that most people swimming in the river would never even notice it gliding by. But don't let its size fool you. But what it lacks in size, it makes up for in its reputation. The Candiru is infamous throughout the Amazon, and for good reason. It's not just another fish, it's a legend. Whispered about in riverside villages and around campfires. Now, here's where it gets weird. The Candiru is rumored to be attracted to urine. That's right, you heard me, urine. It's said that this fish can sense the chemicals in your pee from a distance. And that's when things get really unsettling. That's right, local legend says, if you pee in the river, this curious catfish might mistake the stream for the gills of a bigger fish, and swim right up your urethra. It's a story that's been passed down for generations, and it's enough to make anyone think twice before taking a bathroom break in the wild. Yeah, I know, that's a sentence nobody wants to hear. Ever. It's the kind of thing that makes you cross your legs just thinking about it. The idea alone is enough to haunt your dreams. But wait, it gets worse. This sneaky swimmer isn't just passing through. Oh no. Once inside, it flares out tiny spines, anchoring itself in place. These spines make it nearly impossible to remove without medical intervention, turning a bad day into a full-blown emergency. At this point, the only way out is surgery. Ouch! Imagine having to explain that to a doctor in the middle of the rainforest. It's the stuff of medical nightmares and urban legends rolled into one. So, is this just a campfire horror story, or is there some truth to it? Around the Amazon, tales of the Candiru are told with a mix of fear and fascination, and everyone seems to know someone who had a close call. Well, scientists have some doubts. Researchers have spent years trying to separate fact from fiction, and the truth is a little murkier than the river itself. There are only a handful of reported cases, and many of them are undocumented or flat-out impossible. Most of the so-called evidence is anecdotal, and actual medical records are almost non-existent. Most experts say the chances of an actual Candiru attack are about as rare as winning the lottery while getting struck by lightning, twice. In fact, some scientists believe it's physically impossible for the fish to do what the legends claim. But here's the thing, myth or not, the legend terrifies locals and travelers alike. The story has become so famous that it's now a rite of passage for anyone visiting the Amazon. You hear about the Candiru, and suddenly, you're a little more cautious around the water. And honestly, even if the science is shaky, you won't catch me peeing in the Amazon anytime soon. Sometimes, it's better to be safe than sorry, especially when it comes to mysterious river creatures. So next time you're swapping weird animal facts, drop this one into the mix. The Candiru, the Amazon's infamous nightmare catfish. It's a story that's equal parts biology, folklore, and pure, unfiltered terror. Tiny, mysterious, and proof that sometimes the scariest creatures come in the smallest packages. The Candiru reminds us that nature is full of surprises, some fascinating, some frightening, and some that blur the line between myth and reality. Thanks for watching, and remember, curiosity is awesome, but maybe keep it on dry land. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep exploring the wonders and weirdness of our world.